The college football experience, USC Trojans 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. So do that. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
College football experience, USC Trojans 2025 season preview episode, and we are here. We're ready. There we go. We are fucking ready. Big year for these Trojans as life in the Big Ten was a little tricky last year. So potentially a gigantic year in Los Angeles, covering, what could be a critical year. I know his buyout's big, but Lincoln Riley in kind of a pivotal year, I would say, for his tenure there in Los Angeles. We will talk about that. Offense, defense, special teams, breakdown state of the program, go through every single game on the Trojan schedule. But before we do that, you're probably wondering just who the hell you're listening to. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh boy. Trojan man. I believe I'm most NFL draft picks in the history of college football. I mean, it's a rich program. Some could say running back U, even though they've been throwing the ball around a little bit. Historically, running back U, I think you could say. You might be able to say murder you also, with that one of those running backs being,
Okay.
Yeah. But no, this is a rich ass program, and the history runs deep. Excited to talk about it. Remember, we're breaking down all 136 college football teams with an hour dedicated to each and every team in the land. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience. We are anticipating a big season for Eric Musselman in year 2 in Los Angeles. And when the basketball season goes live, we are live every single night, talking every single game for the entire fucking season for every team, just like we do for football, FBS and FCS, YouTube.com/The College Experience, and college baseball. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Money Lord Mac. What's up, man?
What's up? Yes, fight on, baby. Let's go Trojans. Year 4 already of
Shit, I didn't time that out so well. You hesitate. You got Lincoln Riley.
I couldn't remember what year he was in. It's hard to believe it's year number 4 already.
It is hard to believe. So, buddy, it is this program. I mean, the reason why it should be considered running back U, I think, with Georgia and Auburn, and you can have that drunken debate because you know damn well me, Patty C, and my brothers have had that debate. You're like, no, fucking USC has Reggie Bush, Marcus Allen, O.J. Simpson, Ricky Bell, Anthony Davis, Charles White back in the day. Ricky Irvins played on the Redskins Super Bowl team in '91. I mean, I'm probably forgetting some too. Lendell White, obviously. But they have a deep tradition in really pretty much like every single position. And they're in this kind of weird era where, they were kind of the catalyst. Remember, like Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, and a bunch of other Big 12 teams were gonna join the Pac-12, and USC was the one to nix that. And then a couple years later, they bounced to the Big 10. The irony, but it is weird. I don't like USC in the Big 10 if I'm being honest, but it's just weird. And you saw it last season, and their identity is different. So, they're trying to become more Big 10. And Deanton Lynn, I think, added a little bit of a toughness defensively. They got Rob Ryan on the staff. He had a great press conference saying, I know Kalooks, go check out that press conference that he did earlier in the year. But you kind of have this interesting spot where you got one of the most historic programs in the history of the sport in a place probably they don't really belong, but it's just weird. Like it before you could kind of just chalk up like, yeah, they'll probably be there at the end of the day in the Pac-10 or Pac-12. Now you're like, I don't know. We'll see. But let's start this slideshow, youtube.com/the college experience. Lincoln Riley. Every year it's gotten worse. 11-3 and 22, 8-5 and 23, 7-6 and 24. Where you at with Coach Riley, man?
I mean, he was unbelievable at Oklahoma. 55-10 those 5 years before coming out to LA. And it looked like at first he was just going to hit the ground running just like he did at Oklahoma. They were 11-1. And then they lost that Pac-12 championship game to Utah when Caleb Williams got banged up, and then lost a crazy bowl game. And they just really haven't been the same since that Utah game out in Vegas. 8-5 2 years ago, then 7-6 last year. Now they're in the Big 10. I'm with you. I don't like USC in the Big 10 either, or UCLA. It feels like they lost a little bit of their identity when they transitioned over. So now year 2 in this Big 10, let's see if they can be a little bit tougher, I think, on the defensive side.
Ironically, they were 2-0 against the SEC last year, but you know, one thing lost in last year's season, 7-6, but 3-point loss at Michigan, 7-point loss to Minnesota, overtime loss to Penn State. I personally thought they were better than Penn State that day.
They should have won that game.
Losing to Maryland, there's no excuse for it. They lost to Maryland, which is ridiculous, but 5-point loss to Washington, 14-point loss to Notre Dame, but that's because of a late pick 6. That was a 7-point game. They were knocking on the door. Like you're talking, if you could just fix a few little things, every single game they were basically in.
I think they had the lead in every single game in the fourth quarter except for Notre Dame. I think they literally had a lead in 11 games in the fourth quarter, and to go 7-6 that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, man. It's really interesting because I also just don't know historically in the Big 10. No one's really ever ran the air raid.
Yeah.
Like, and now, I mean, Washington, I guess is pass happy. Oregon, you still don't really have it. I guess Purdue under Drew Brees kind of had elements of the air raid. But you just don't see a lot of teams do it. So you would think in one way that might benefit you, but not when you factor in the weather and the temperature in all these places. I think that's something now that I know last year they kind of avoided that. Big 10 did them a solid, but I think it's inevitable that they're going to have to learn how to do that. Riley's 81-24 overall as a head football coach. The offense, Josh Henson's the OC, but Lincoln Riley calls the plays. 51st in scoring offense, 10th in pass offense, 82nd in rush offense, 23rd in total offense. That's interesting because I mean it's still a top 25 offense, but tend to had him. I feel like the years prior they were closer to the top. That might just be also the fact the Big Ten has a lot of really good defenses. The offense does return Jaden Maeva, the UNLV transfer, and this spoke volumes to me when they didn't go out to the portal. They let Miller Moss walk to Louisville, and they didn't go out in the portal and get anybody. So I think Lincoln Riley. I mean, they technically brought in one quarterback, but I don't think he's threatening to start. That means Riley must really feel like because he knows quarterbacks. He knows quarterbacks.
He's just Mr. Heisman Trophy with what Kyler, Baker, and Caleb Williams.
Even at ECU, dude, when he was at ECU as their OC, we were very good at quarterback. I'll put it like that. We never had any problems. Man, yeah, he's back. 28 touchdowns, 16 interceptions in his career. Offense, they bring back Jacoby Lane, Mekhi Lemon at the receiver spots, Lake McCree at the tight end spot, and just 2 of 5 on the O-line, and Page and Noah. They hit the portal pretty heavy, man, and brought in the quarterback I'm referring to is the son of I believe the son of Damon Hjord, Brock Hjord's brother, and that is Sam Hjord. He's been kind of everywhere, man. Former 5-star, if memory serves me correct. I think he originally was at Washington, then transferred to Cal Poly, then Utah last season, and now at USC. Eli Sanders is one I like that get. Now, he was at Iowa State before he was at New Mexico. I think that one can work out. Intrigued to see if Prince Strahan, the wide receiver from Boise, that was one of the better wideouts for them last year, how he'll do in this system. And same with Williams coming in from Utah. On the O-line, they bring in Reed and Wingfield. I think both are going to play. I think both are going to start. Kicker Cade Chittenton, also from UNLV, coming in. Mac, will the offense be better than 23rd, you think, in 2025?
I do, because Maeva, year number 2 in the system, he took over for Miller Moss late in the year, and I thought he showed flashes, and I liked him at UNLV the year before that. Bringing back their top 2 catchers, pass catchers as well, I think is pivotal for him, in Lemon and Lane. And then Sanders was an 1,000-yard rusher at New Mexico. So I think this offense has got some pop. Obviously, with Lincoln Riley teams, we know they're going to be good at the skill position at the quarterback. My biggest question mark would probably be the offensive line, if it can hold up and give Maeva and these pass catchers an opportunity to have a big year.
Yeah. Now the elephant in the room. Defense. Now, I did think if you watched, I thought Deanna Tomlin did a great job in year 1. Now, I know the numbers are say 77th, but they got tougher. It shows up on film if you watch it. Now, can he take another step forward? Because if he takes a gigantic step forward, you're talking about this team will be a playoff team in my mind. Mm-hmm. Obviously, like I said, Rob Ryan, brother of Rex, part of the staff now. 56 in scoring defense a year ago, 98th in pass defense, 53rd in rush defense, 77th in total defense. They only bring back, though, 3 starters. Tompkins at the D tackle spot. Eric Gentry, I feel like he's been in college for like a decade. The linebacker spot. Kamari Ramsey at the free safety spot. They hit the portal heavy, man. And, they brought in a slew of guys that I think could be impact players. Obviously, they lost Bear Alexander to Oregon. But they get Keyshawn Silver from Kentucky on the D-line, Jamal Jarrett from Georgia on the D-line, linebacker Tamir Robinson from Penn State, DJ Harvey from San Jose State at the cornerback spot. Before he was at San Jose State, if memory serves me correct, he was at Virginia Tech, and I believe he started at Virginia Tech. Chasen Johnson from UCF comes in. Kevin Longstreet, a corner from Texas A&M, and safety Kennedy Urlacher. That Urlacher from Notre Dame comes in, and Bishop Fitzgerald from NC State. I think Fitzgerald's going to start from the Pussy Pack, and punter Sam Johnson from the Crusaders of Valpo. All right, this is the big question, really. Like, I think he's a very good defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
I'm going to just bet on this taking another step forward. I think the defense takes another step forward. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to be top 25, but if they are top 25, USC is going to the fucking playoffs. I just think they're going to be better than 77th. Now, we'll see. if they can get to if they go top 25 or even top 30, I think this is a playoff team. Do you think the defense will be better?
Yeah, they are replacing a lot, but I mean they're replacing them with guys that produced at the Power 4 level. I mean Silver was really good at Kentucky on the defensive line. So I think that they will be better because also it's another year of playing Big Ten offenses. I think we said that
that helps.
Took a hit because Big Ten defenses are good. Big Ten offenses are also not very good, and they drew.
Yeah. You can cook the books on your defense when you're playing Iowa's quarterback historically. Although Gronowski's a good get for them. Yeah, I think this is what's going to be fascinating by watching the Trojans all year. Like I said, like every game they were in last year, if they can just have a little bit better ball control and the defense take a little bit of a jump, I mean, they could be in the Big Ten championship game. Yeah. We're going to go by every game on the schedule, go through every game on the schedule, talk about where we think they'll win, where we think they'll lose, and how they'll shake out at the end of the season, but also talk state of the program with these Trojans now in the Big Ten, maybe the most important state of the program in the nation. But before we do that, I want to let the good folks know that the USC Trojans 2025 season preview episode is brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including all those summer sports. MLB, been betting on MLB, obviously, all season long. There's always action on the MLB college. I mean, now that college baseball is over. And then CFL, bet the hell out of the CFL. Hit on the game the other night. After I had that horrible beat on Thursday with the Bombers. Everything else, golf, tennis, shit, dildo colors, and the WNBA. WNBA action on the offshores. You can find dildo color. Bet the hell out of that. Including mybookie.ag. Now, I haven't hit on one of those yet, but and of course they got college football and NFL futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag, and when you do use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Of course, that's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Look, Rhythm is back with their college football model. And let me tell you, their predictive models last year were pretty fire. 21.47% ROI on non-conference spreads, 22.47% ROI on in-conference money lines. They killed it on FCS totals as well. And how about week 0 and week 1? Rhythm's house model went 16-4 ATS, 11.6 units gain and a 52% ROI. Why do you do it, folks? Go to the app and make your own model as the predictions are live. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. You talk state of the program. You know, this program has been amazing for a very long amount of time, but they're kind of in this pivotal stretch right now where I would say it feels more it's on shakier ground than it's been in a very long time. I think you'd probably have to go back to like the fucking 1910s or something. And that's, I mean, like you could say, well, what about the Clay Helton era? But he was still going. Like you could still kind of. They went to enough like championship season. You kind of could pencil them in as being like the top contender. Them in Utah or I guess Oregon. Now you're like, I don't know, where's that pecking order fall? So a lot of it has to do with your conference, your school, where you align, your fan base, and of course, your stadium, state of the program. I think your stadium is a big reason why, it's a big factor in state of the program. If you don't know, I love the stadium. I don't think there's many better I can't believe the Rams play at SoFi when you have the Coliseum right there. I really can't believe it. That's like the Cubs playing. That's like the Cubs playing like I don't know, like at Northwestern's baseball facility, or like their new stadium instead of Wrigley. I love the LA Coliseum a lot. 102 years young. This thing has hosted everything. you can imagine. And obviously it's on USC's campus, and oh my God, it's so perfect. Look at that fucking thing. Me and Mike Leach once had like an hour-long conversation about how great the LA Coliseum is.
Look at that thing. Woo.
Dude, never fuck with this. Never ever fuck with this. This is slept on. Like, because the Rose Bowl takes a lot of the glory from the Coliseum. In my opinion, the Rose Bowl and the Coliseum are both top 10 college football stadiums. I love this place. If you've been, look, it doesn't have like Allegiant Stadium where you get a waiter and a fucking DJ, right? But it's everything that is great. The feel, everything about this thing is fire. I highly recommend you going to a game here. It's just perfect. It's just a perfect fucking stadium to me. It should just, and when you consider the history of this thing, I'd be willing to say like almost every good football player ever has played at this stadium. like probably 85% of the history of football has gone through this stadium, which is crazy. You know,
there's so much history at this place. I mean, like you said, the Olympics too, being there.
The Super Bowl one. I mean, multiple Super Bowls, I think, and then you had the Dodgers had a World Series here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like the NASCAR does a fucking event here. You know what I mean. Like you can go on and on about the shit that's gone through here, man. And obviously the LA Raiders. This was Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen's home when they were, you know, they won what they won a Super Bowl in 83 here. I mean, this stadium is incredible. I hope they never change it. It's intimidating when you walk through. To me, when you see that shit, like it's intimidating right there. You're like, what the fuck am I walking into right now? I feel like I'm walking into like, you know, the Roman Coliseum or something. And I think that's obviously what they were going for. But I love this stadium. And I'll take it over SoFi every day of the week. I mean, it's just get out to this thing, man. Get out. If you haven't been, you got to go. 10 of 10 for me. What are you giving this thing?
10. Perfect. It's just and when USC is rolling, that place, when they play a primetime big game, like that place rocks. And it's just got that Hollywood, but college atmosphere. It's a great stadium, and I love the numbers that in the end zone that they have retired. It's got so much character,
personality. I can spot a game here from one fucking photo. You know what I mean? Like maybe more than any fucking stadium in the history of football. I really believe that, you know, it probably is of that magnitude of like the most, like this photo. You see this photo, you're like, oh, I know where the fuck they're at. You know what I mean? Like. You just know. Look at this shit being built back in the day. The LA Coliseum, man. Please protect this fucking thing. This thing is just awesome. Just so fucking great. Look at this guy.
And they don't retire a lot of numbers. I mean, there's not a lot of numbers back there. They've had so many legends come through through this program.
Yeah. Sam, I'm with you, buddy. I mean, that's what's crazy, man. Remember they held the national championship there. Georgia TCU played. I remember me and College Football Campus Tour were talking about this. We're like, it's such a tragedy to the sport because you're playing at SoFi when you have two legendary places that like if you were to tell if you watched any documentary on the history of college football, the documentary could not mention, you know, it wouldn't be a good documentary if you. There's just so much history at the Rose Bowl and the Coliseum that it would be unavoidable. Like you'd have to talk about it. And then to play your natty at SoFi, which is 10 miles away from this and 20 miles, maybe 15 miles away from the Rose Bowl, is one of the biggest fucking crimes. And I don't know what the Rams are doing. Remember the Rams when they came back and played here and they gave us one of the best NFL games when it was Mahomes against Goff?
Yeah, that 63 to like 56 game or whatever.
Dude, I buy into that shit being fucking the energy of this fucking building, man. I really buy into that shit, man. Like this place is just, it's everything that is great about football. It's look at this shit too, man. If you haven't been, you walk through the campus, you're like, holy fuck. That's the thing that's incredible is like, cause you're not that far from like some sketchy neighborhoods, but at the same time, like you walk through and you're like, whoa, this is fucking gorgeous, man. Yeah, get on out, folks. Just incredible. They should host. I mean, in my opinion, like host the night. Look at John Wayne. People don't realize John Wayne played football at the LA Coliseum for USC. Look at young John Wayne. Probably racist as fuck back then, right? I think he died racist too. But anyway, look, Snoop Dogg. You got Snoop Dogg, big time USC fan. Look at him with the band. Come on.
He loves USC.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Like that's the thing, man. Bartending out in LA. Like I've argued with Kramer about this because Kramer's like UCLA. Like no one really demands UCLA games. It's only like when I was bartending out there, it's like. And people come through and say, put the USC game on. USC actually has a thick, alumni. So like that would be like still a thing. I disagree. Almost in the same vein where I think Cal fans are so much better than Stanford fans and people just lump them in to the fact. I think USC kind of gets a bad rap because of UCLA. Like fan wise, I think USC has better fans than people think.
USC fans care. Dude,
yeah,
you're absolutely right. UCLA is the TM. I don't even know if TMZ. They just don't really have fans.
Yeah, Randy Cross. We had Randy Cross on the show, UCLA alum, and he was like, he thinks that just LA became so much of a world city that he's like that ruined it, man. But also playing an hour away from your campus or something, depending on what time you go. This is Super Bowl I. Vince Lombardi. You know what's great, man, is I used to bartend with a guy that actually bartended Super Bowl I.
Well, he bartended Super Bowl I?
Shit you not, man. He was shout out to my guy Raphael. I think he's since rest in peace. But he was great, man. This old school Mexican dude. He jumps the border back in the day. I mean, back then there was nothing. You didn't talking 1960s. And he bartended Super Bowl I. And he was look at this is Super Bowl I. He's promised all this money. He's like, we're gonna do this thing. The NFL. He bartended this thing, and he's still. What was great is he was still pissed about it. He was like, they told me I'd make some money. So I went there. There's no fucking people at the game, right? That's what people don't realize when they shit on like the UFL or the USFL. Like, go back and look at your photos of Super Bowl I.
Look at that thing.
Shit look like one of my comedy shows, right?
There's nobody at that.
That's what I'm saying, man. But it's hilarious to hear it, man. I wish he was still around, man. I would get him on the show because he would just talk about it. He's like, they promised me money, right? Bartender Super Bowl I. They didn't have shit. No one came through. Oh man, rest in peace, my guy Raphael. Look at the NASCAR thing there, man. I always wanted to go to this. I'm not a big NASCAR guy, but I thought, what the hell? Let me go to this. Still haven't done it, but yeah. It's just a phenomenal place. Look, Will Ferrell, obviously big time USC football fan as well. Went to USC and you got to get out to the fucking game. Got to get out to a game there. USC football does college football right back in the day. So this brings us into state of the program, which
interesting one.
It is, I think, one of the more interesting ones out of all the ones we've done, and we're in the 110s right now. I had a hard time with it because you're like, this is USC. You should put this at 10. Like, normally you should always get a 10 of 10. Like, or 9 of 10 at least. But I'm like, man, I just still feel weird about, like, we'll see how it goes in the Big Ten. Like, I think USC and potentially Oklahoma might regret this the most.
Ironically, the two Lincoln Riley schools. But yeah, I have a 7-2, and they in a way they kind of lost a little bit of their identity going over to the Big Ten, to your point. So they're coming off their Lincoln Riley's 2 worst years.
He's on the hot seat. He's on, and you're kind of locked into his deal too. Like you might not even want to be able to. You might not even be able to fire him this year if he does bad.
Yeah. Yes, I think 7 out of 10, and this is a big year. There's no other way to put it.
Yeah. Let's get to that schedule, man, because I feel like this is just one of the more anticipated years of late in Trojan football. But before we do that, I also do want to let you know that the college football experience is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Yes, the world's greatest sportsbook, Circa Las Vegas, is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest, Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo. With over $21 million in guaranteed prizes, you cannot call yourself a true DJ if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Come hang out with the SGPN crew at Circa Contest Weekend, August 21st to August 23rd. That's this upcoming weekend, folks. Downtown Las Vegas. Myself, Moneyline Mac, will be there doing live shows from the Circa. Live. So, I mean, what? Come on out. You catch a live show. We got open bars for you. Plus, we're going to get you 15% off your stay at Circa with the promo code SGP15. Get on out there. And look, these contests are open to everyone. You can sign up in Nevada. You play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use the promo code SGP to get $50 off those proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long. $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to play fantasy football, folks. And Underdog also is a great place to play pick'em. You can win 500 times the amount of money you enter over there. And Underdog's got a brand new offer for the new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up over, at underdogfantasy.com with our promo code TCESGPN. So do that and let it ride. All right. The chat, shout out to the chat. What is this payout? I believe I should have probably looked that up before I did the show. I thought last season it was 88 million, but USC is also a private school. So I don't know. I want to say I'm probably just reciting someone else just telling me that. I don't know that I ever saw it in actual ink. You know what I mean? Like,
it says 88 to 90.
But that'll go down a year.
Yeah.
So what is he making a year? Yeah. I mean, I would say like $75 million, but there's an interesting thing to think about because John Calipari was at Kentucky and obviously, just kind of a legend in the coaching industry with college hoops. But the expectations at a place like Kentucky got, he kept losing in the first and second round of the NCAA tournament. And it was making his personal life hell, like walking his dog, fans fucking with him, saying, win the games. So he just kind of was like, you know what, man, I'm just going to leave here and leave a bunch of guaranteed money on the table and go to Arkansas. I'll still be a millionaire over there. And the reason why I bring that up is because if Joey McGuire fails at Texas Tech, Lincoln Riley is that's where you got to start under Mike Leach. Cody Campbell played under Mike Leach. He's their big NIL booster. You just wonder if Cody Campbell just comes in with an offer and says, now USC might even be fond of that. Who knows? But it is definitely interesting. So Jake in the chat saying his payout is $32 million. Interesting. Okay.
I think it's 75.
I don't know. I mean, I it's tough at the private schools. That's why you feel like you're just speculating because they don't really release much information on that stuff. Right.
Yeah, I'm having trouble locating. I'm trying to find it, but I don't see it anywhere. And to your point on Cody Campbell, him and Lincoln Riley, I believe, played together at Texas Tech together. I think they were teammates. They were there at the same time.
Yeah. That's what is interesting. We were thinking about the other day, who could Texas Tech get if McGuire doesn't work out this year because he's on the hot seat. And I'm like, well, first off, he has the money to hire fucking anybody. Yeah, they could hire fucking they have FU money. So Anyway, let's get into this. Week 1. One thing I respect about USC, they have never played an FCS. Ever. Florida once had 2 FCS on their schedule in the past couple of years. Missouri State is no longer an FCS, Mac. They are jumping to the FBS.
They couldn't wait to play, and they said
USC said, all right, now we can play these Bears. I respect that about USC, though. 1-0. Welcome to the FBS, Missouri State. What are you doing here?
I got them 1-0 too. They're laying like what 35 right now.
I think I laid it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then week 2, the Clay Helton Bowl.
The return.
Will they honor him?
I don't think they'll honor him.
I don't think so either.
It didn't end very well.
Yeah. I will take the points in this one because Georgia Southern's got some athletes, and shout out to my guy Clay who was talking about going to this one. I'll say 2-0, but I definitely think Georgia Southern's going to cover that big spread. Let's go. 2-0 though. You with me?
2-0 for these Trojans.
Then week 3, it's a nice runway to the season here because you head out to West Lafayette to take on Barry Odom, friend of the program. Barry Odom, been on the show. Oh man,
this is a dumb game.
It is a very dumb game. Like I hate this game on the schedule. Does anyone actually? I would be so curious. Jake in the chat and some of the other USC fans I see in here. Does this game actually excite you? Like
playing Purdue.
I'd much rather play. Shit, I'd rather play like San Diego State or something than Purdue. This is a shitty game. 3-0 though.
Yep, 3-0. They'll roll here. I think it's a noon game too.
I just don't. It's interesting because like TV execs were part of that move, and you're just like, do they know college football? Like, who the fuck gets excited about that game? Like, you can sell me on like the Michigan angle or the Ohio State angle, but like, there's a lot more of these than there are of those. You know what I mean?
This is the 3:30 CBS game that week. Wow.
Yeah, I got 8 TVs here at the and I don't think that'll make one of my 8 TVs. Shout out to Jake. He says, no, this game's not exciting. Should be a stomp though. Yeah, I agree. So 3-0. And then I think the first actual game with a little bit of a pulse to it, just because Jonathan Smith is from Pasadena, played in the Pac-10, coached in the Pac-10, Pac-12, whatever you want to say. I'm still taking USC, but I do think we'll learn a little bit here. I think we'll learn a little. Like I think Sparty might be a little tougher than people think.
Yeah, we're both on the over with Sparty to get back to a bowl game. So some familiarity here with Jonathan Smith and USC with his days at Oregon State. So, but I'll go USC at home, 4-0.
4-0, and then a road trip to Champaign to legendary Illinois Memorial Stadium, one of my favorites. Take on the Illini, and man, it's a fire game. If you remember our Illinois preview, I took USC to go in there and get that dub, so I am saying 5-0 right here.
Yeah, and I'm going to be on the Illini. I think that they will control the line of scrimmage and win the turnover battle. Give me the Illini, 4-1 for the Trojans.
All right, then you got a bye week. Shout out to the great Ronnie Lott, probably the best safety ever. If I had to place a wager. Then you come home and you're taking on Michigan. So this was an interesting one because last night we did the Michigan preview. I wanted to take USC here. Like I think USC is going to get them, but then I thought, man, I keep giving Michigan losses in these close games, right? Like at Nebraska, at Oklahoma, at USC. So I said, no, they'll get one of them. And I just said, okay, by USC, they'll get one. So technically I gave this as a loss, but to me, I just think Michigan's first 3 road spots, they will go 2-1. It could be here. I still think I would take USC. Like that's the hard part is like knowing which one of those 3 road games Michigan will get. I'm sorry, not 2-1. They'll go 1-2 in those 3 road games. But for a game by game basis, I think USC is better than Michigan in LA. I do. So I will say win.
I am giving this to USC as well, and I'm not taking these except for UCLA. I'm not taking the Big Ten Midwest teams when they go out west. And Michigan doesn't even get a bye week before having to go out there. USC, the more rested team out on the coast. Give me a USC 5-1.
I got them 6-0, but that comes crashing down here in South Bend, Indiana. But I just want people to realize this. Stop. USC, I take great, I respect how aggressive you've been on the non-conference front historically. Way more than a lot of other blue bloods. And that's to your credit. You don't schedule FCSs, you schedule super aggressively historically. But if you ditch this rivalry game, you are flat out pussies. All right? Like, this thing is college football. This game is college football. Do not take this away from us. I don't want this replaced with another stupid game. There's enough stupid games on the schedule now that you're in the Big Ten. So keep this fucking game on the schedule, please. I know one of their boosters was like, I'll take out all the money. He was going to leave him a bunch of money. And he's like, no. You do that. You get rid of this shit. I'm out.
You're out of the will.
And it's kind of gotten quiet since then. But where are you at with that, Mac?
Yeah, they better not take this damn game away. So many iconic games. The Bush Push, those games in the 80s, 90s. Don't fuck this up, guys. Come on. I know the SEC, it's bullshit that they only play 8 games, but that doesn't mean you strip USC Notre Dame and the classic rivalry games.
Like, Lincoln Riley has kind of hinted at this shit. It's like, dude, are you trying to get fired?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you going to say next? You know what I mean? Like, I have the Irish winning this one, man, just because it's in South Bend. And I just think it's a tough back-to-back spot. Michigan, Notre Dame, back-to-back spots, two really, really good defenses. So I'll take them to have a loss by now. So give me that loss.
Yeah, I'll take Notre Dame as well. Remember a couple years ago when they went in there 6-0 and got boat raced with Caleb Williams? Yeah, I think Notre Dame makes it 3 in a row over USC.
And by the way, I don't think it's Lloyd Carr's grandson, CJ Carr, that will be starting for them. I think it's going to be the other kid that can run the ball. What is it?
Do you think Carr will have the job? Yeah. Do you think Carr will have the job by now in this game, though?
I don't think so, because I think Denbrock wants to run the ball with his quarterback. I think it gives him an extra element because, let's be honest, Notre Dame has not been an offensive juggernaut in a little bit. Yeah, but I got them with their first loss. Here they get another bye week. Shout out to the great Troy Polamalu. I'm telling you, man, they have so many great fucking defensive backs. And by the way, now that it actually, any old school USC people listening to this, I know that the former Minnesota Vikings quarterback Tommy Kramer is doing a benefit. Is trying to benefit his old teammate and former USC safety Joey Browner. If you search Tommy Kramer on Twitter, you will get this. Apparently, Joey Browner, a very good NFL safety in the 80s, like made a shit ton of Pro Bowls. Really, really good. But he's hit some tough times in life. And I know Tommy Kramer has, and some other Vikings teammates of his back in the day have been trying to rally the troops, rally fans to donate to help him out. So Trojan Nation, you should check out that Tommy Kramer, the former quarterback, on Twitter. Check that out because Joey Browner needing some help. Out of the bye, they are heading to Lincoln, Nebraska.
I like this game. This game's got some history.
Yeah, this one works.
Yeah,
this one works actually. The Michigan one works too.
Yeah, because there's history between those.
Yeah, this one works. Oh man, this is a fucking game. What time of year is this?
No, this is where'd it go?
It's November.
Number 1.
November. Yeah.
It's gonna be cold.
They're both doing air raid. Holgerson was at Texas Tech at the same time. What's his name was? Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
So give me Nebraska. Give me a second loss.
I'm gonna take USC. I like that they get a bye before this reset after those physical games against Notre Dame and Michigan. So yeah, give me USC to come out of the bye and start November 1-0. So I got them 6-2. Yep,
I got them at 6-2 as well. Then they take on Northwestern.
This is
like okay, let's have a conversation.
Friday
Jake in the chat, I need you back. Hey, USC fans, is the slap happy? Are you a USC fan? Clint in the chat. Who the fuck is going to go to this game? And I don't even blame USC fans because I think USC fans are passionate, but it's like this game.
It's a Friday night Fox game too. Why did they put this shit on Friday night? Oh my God.
This is like what it's, and I say the same. If you listen to this for the first time, I say the same for Maryland joining. I say the same for UCLA or Oregon or Washington, but like, I love college football. I've been following college football my whole life. I think this is one of the least entertaining games of the whole fucking season. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking including every team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like USC is gonna roll. I honestly look. I lived in LA over 20 years. I think you could give me free tickets and I wouldn't go. There's so much shit to do in LA. I don't think I would be at this game. If you told me free tickets, 10 free beers, I don't think I would do it. And I'm being honest, and I love college football, but I'd be like, nah, not interested. There's other shit I could do. Win though.
Yeah, this is a blowout. I mean, I can't believe that they made this into a fucking standalone game. USC by 3+ touchdowns.
Yeah. Then the very next week, Iowa on the road.
Iowa's gonna get killed.
Yeah. Iowa will get killed here, I think. If it was in Iowa City, I would take Iowa. But coming all the way out here, I'll take USC. Another win.
Yep, 8-2.
8-2. We are both at 8-2. And then a trip to Eugene. Finally, a game that makes sense. It makes me miss the Pac-12 so much. How is Washington not on the schedule? Shouldn't you lock in those three teams as auto plays every year?
No kidding.
I actually have USC winning this, by the way. I have USC going up there and winning this. I'm not very high on Oregon, and I think USC can cause some problems with Oregon's defense there. And I don't know if Oregon's offense will be that lit this year, especially with the Evan Stewart news. He's out for the season. So give me a win for Trojan men. What are you doing here?
Yeah, this game we talked about in the Oregon preview. It's chippy. It's got a little bit of I don't know. Like Oregon has kind of turned into almost what USC was back in the day, and they've taken a little bit of USC's thunder with all this money in NIL and just having the success that they've had. So I'm going Oregon because the game's in Eugene, but I can't wait for this game. This game's
awesome.
This is going to have playoff implications.
I feel at home.
Yeah,
watching this one. Okay. This could have major playoff implications.
Yeah.
Then to end the season, Nico and Deshaun Foster and UCLA are coming into the Coliseum. No, not going to work here.
You got them 10-2.
I do have them 10-2, and I feel pretty good about this year's team, man. And I feel pretty good about the schedule. But what are you doing here in this rivalry game?
I'm all over USC. I'm not very high on UCLA, and I think USC is going to go 9-3. And if they go 9-3 on my route, they'll be a fringe playoff team.
The win total is 9.5. I'm sorry, 7.5, not 9.5. 7.5.
Lock.
I am locking the over with USC. I feel very good about it. I'm also, how about this? I'm going to bet, I think. Wow, let me see their odds to get to the Big Ten championship. That's the only thing with the conference with 18 teams. It's just stupid. Because we saw it in the Big 12, but they only have 16 teams. But last year, Arizona State and Iowa State end up playing in the championship game. And you can trace it back to a field goal in week 2 with 3 minutes left. You know what I mean? They were looking at points for against points against, all this crazy shit. And you're just sitting there is this really the best way to I mean, millions of dollars are at stake. And these teams didn't play each other. Most of them. I think BYU and Arizona State were the only ones that played, right? So, but USC is plus 700 to get there. But here's the problem. I don't know the Big Ten's tiebreaker. It could be points for against, points against. It could be record of opponents. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of, with having an 18-team conference, it can get stupid. Like, I would say a lot of years you're going to have some crazy tiebreakers, and I don't know it didn't happen last year, but I do believe it's going to happen at some point, and who knows what their fine print says. So it makes it tricky on betting I almost feel like you should just bet them plus 1,700 to win the Big Ten. You know what I mean? Like, instead of to get there, because they might not get there because of like, oh, Missouri State was terrible in your non-con, and Iowa or whoever, Washington played Colorado State, who won by 3 against Texas State in a Week 5 matchup. And that 3 points is the catalyst to what gets you to the Big Ten championship. Some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
the other one that you could play, if you're worried that they're going to lose the tiebreaker, just put plus 390 to make the college football playoff. Because at 10-2, they're a lock. They're not leaving a 10-2 SEC or Big Ten. Yeah.
I mean, here's what we know about college football. It's a tiny bit corrupt.
Yeah.
And when I say a tiny bit, I mean a large amount. And Los Angeles has a shit ton of human beings.
Yeah.
They want to put USC in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If it's 9-3, I think they're going to get in. And I mean, it matters, I guess, who would they be going up against? Because if it's Texas at 9-3 or something, then I guess you could see the argument of, but I got them at 10-2. So I have them in the college football playoff. Let's go.
I think I'm going to sprinkle plus 390 to make the playoff 2 with this schedule. Because I got them 9-3. And to your point, if they're 9-3 and their losses are at Notre Dame or at Oregon, like, you're not going to get penalized for those losses.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, really, let's look at the schedule from a bird's eye point of view. To me, the only like losable games are Illinois, Michigan, Notre Dame, Nebraska, Oregon. I don't think Iowa will have a good record, but I don't think Iowa can go on the road and win.
Yeah.
But
they should run the table easily at home.
It's a nice schedule because, if you told me who would you want in the Big Ten, I would say give me Purdue, give me Northwestern, give me UCLA, and I would actually probably say give me Nebraska and Michigan State as well. So they kind of got, short of Maryland and maybe Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would say Maryland and Rutgers before Nebraska and Michigan State, but it wouldn't be that far off,
Yeah, they missed the 2 top dogs, Penn State and Ohio State, and they also missed Indiana too.
Yeah, and Washington.
Yeah. I can't believe that Washington's not on the schedule.
Why doesn't this idiot commissioner who wants a 7 auto bid conference, which is just stupid, right? Why doesn't he just make it? Okay, I would imagine you're trying to cut down on travel cost. So they should just play Oregon, Washington, and UCLA every year and then throw them the rest of the conference after that. Am I crazy? Am I making sense here?
Yeah, or we could just have a league with Pacific teams and call it the Pac-10.
That is a great idea, right? That is a great idea. It's crazy.
Regionality. Everybody loves regionality except these stupid-ass TV execs.
So what's your ceiling here? Is my ceiling 11-1?
Yeah, it is going to be hard for them to win 2 out of 3 road games at Notre Dame, at Nebraska, and at Oregon, I think.
But what if Nebraska's not good?
True. I'm just talking about from it's going to be cold there, and it's going to be lit. But yeah, I guess Nebraska could just be fool's gold once again. But winning at Notre Dame and at Oregon would be super impressive.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch. I'm kind of high on this team, man.
I think the ceiling's 10-2 for me.
Well, I have them 10-2, so my ceiling's 11-1.
What's the floor? And if they hit the floor, is he fired?
My floor would be they lose to Illinois. Illinois, Michigan, Notre Dame, Nebraska. That's 4, and then Oregon 7-5 would be the floor.
Can you imagine if they lost 4 in a row in the middle of the year? How toxic that situation would be.
That is very true. If they lose, that is a good point, because that actually could that could be a disaster. If they lose Illinois, then Michigan, then Notre Dame, and they've lost 3 in a row, and Matt Rule and Nebraska get one against them, and they lost 4 straight, that would be fucking terrible. I don't know that he survives that.
Yeah.
I don't know that he survives that. That's a good point. You almost want those spread out a little bit.
Yeah, they get all their games in a row right in October.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm locking this, though. I feel pretty good about this. Folks, we have the Virginia Tech Hokies preview coming up next in about 15 minutes. But before we do that, I want you to, I put a lot of time in this slideshow because USC's history is fucking awesome. Check out the slideshow on the way out. USC's got so many great players and coaches and everybody. McKay, John Robinson, Pete Carroll. You can go on and on about how many good. Their assistants too, man. Fucking Eric Coryell created the I-form. You know what I mean? Fucking Joe Gibbs. Just so many great coaches have come through there. So I put together a nice slideshow honoring the history of Trojan football. Make sure you give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Once again, youtube.com/The College Experience for breaking down all 136 teams. We're at the end of the road here. And also, don't forget about our secret tapes. Don't forget secret tapes, man. I got those Nixon tapes. All right. I sat down with a bunch of players, a bunch of coaches, a conference commissioner. Didn't have video available. So those are only on iTunes and Spotify, the College Football Experience. All right. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And let's go. Lock up USC over. It's happening this year. Just don't hit that 4-game stretch. Now you got me a little scared about that. Folks, this is the College Football Experience. USC Trojan style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. You have 7 messages. 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks. Largely cause leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my 2 ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to appear cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles tape. Shake the cobweb and hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team the turf of life. For the few fleet of foot too fast for me, I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pain of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause the season goal moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Conspiracy theories, gotta love them clearly. Nothing's more entertaining than entertaining a query. Just a word to the wise and the weary. Recognize the authors of reality and theory. Theoretically, I could have won Scribble Jam. In reality, I lost to a legend. Theoretically, I'm best friends with Uncle Sam. In reality, I've never even met him. Now, one day my potential may become reputation. Until then, I'm still a work in progress. I suggest you question what I'm saying. If anything, to become familiar with the process. My agenda may suit your needs. When I say your Bill of Rights has been ripped to shreds, but if it defends what you believe, hold dear to your truths and scream fuck seeds. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself.